I was a millionaire. Then I pressed the wrong button. I was a millionaire. Not in a metaphorical, motivational TikTok way, like a real millionaire. 7 digits in the bank, a Tesla I didn't need, a fridge that made spherical ice cubes. I had a dog with an Instagram page. I had a private chef named Klaus. Now, I sleep behind a Waffle House in Cleveland and once traded a half-used bottle of cologne for a foot-long sandwich. This is the story of how I went from luxury to leftovers. And yes, it was all because of one stupid, tiny, idiotic mistake. Let's begin. I made my fortune the classic millennial way, crypto. It was 2020. The world was falling apart, and I had nothing to lose. I'd been working in tech sales, burned out and bored. One day, I watched some 19-year-old on YouTube explaining how he turned $500 into $4 million by yield farming dog coins. His room had LED lights. He seemed trustworthy. So, I invested $2,000 into a coin called FROGBUTT. Why? I wish I knew. The logo was a frog in sunglasses. I thought it was ironic. By some ungodly fluke, FROGBUTT 10x'd in a week. I made $20K. Then I reinvested. Then it exploded again. In less than 6 months, I had over $1.3 million in various wallets. On paper, at least. That's when the delusion kicked in. I quit my job, I moved to Miami, I bought clothes that looked like I lost a bet with a fashion algorithm. I started referring to myself as an investor at parties. My biggest personality trait became knows about blockchain. I was an idiot, but a rich idiot, for a while. I got used to luxury fast. My mornings started with iced matcha, followed by a jog I never finished. Klaus would make breakfast, usually something with truffle dust. I'd sit by my pool, refreshing my portfolio like it was social media. Every day, I made more money doing nothing. I started tweeting things like, if you're not waking up to passive income, you're sleeping wrong. My ego had its own zip code. By mid-2021, I had turned my 2K into nearly 4.8 million. And then I made the mistake. You ever do something so monumentally dumb that your stomach falls out of your body in real time? That was me. On a Tuesday, at 2:17 p.m., wearing silk shorts. So here's what happened. I had gotten into DeFi, decentralized finance, fancy crypto stuff, high risk, high reward. There was this new coin launching called ZEBRABLOOD. I know, don't ask. In order to participate in the launch, you had to connect your crypto wallet to a site. Pretty standard stuff. The site looked janky, but hey, I'd been on jankier. It had a timer, flashing buttons, a zebra mascot. It even said SEC approved in Comic Sans. That should have been the red flag. But no. I clicked Connect Wallet, then Approve, then, just to see what would happen, Max Transfer, and finally Confirm. That was it. 2 seconds later, I watched as my entire wallet, $4.2 million worth of tokens, disappeared into the void. Gone. I refreshed. Nothing. Refreshed again. Still nothing. Checked Twitter. The site was a scam, a rug pull. People were screaming in all caps. I threw my phone into the pool and Klaus thought I was starting some weird rich guy ritual. He brought me a lemon water. I said, "Klaus, I just lost everything." He nodded solemnly and said, "Would you like avocado toast before poverty?" For the next few days, I lived in pure denial. I kept telling myself the blockchain would reverse it, like some invisible adult would show up and undo it all. I called customer support for the wallet service. They said, "Sir, there's no refunds in decentralized finance." I said, "I'm literally about to centralize violence." Klaus quit. My landlord, who I'd been paying in Bitcoin, evicted me. I sold my Tesla for $12K cash and lived off that for a while. I tried doing freelance work again, but the market had moved on, and also, I'd told every recruiter I was retired at 27. I couch surfed. I made TikToks about losing everything. One went viral. Some guy commented, "This is why you don't trust frog coins." He wasn't wrong. Eventually, the money ran out, and that's how I ended up homeless in Ohio. Why Ohio? Because my ex lived there and I thought maybe she'd pity me. She didn't. She did, however, post a screenshot of our DMs with the caption, "Crypto boy back in my inbox now that he's broke." So I stayed, with no plan, no Klaus, no avocado toast. I slept in a park for 3 nights, got chased by a goose once, then found a Waffle House with a 24-hour bathroom and semi-warm dumpster. I was officially a statistic. At one point, I tried to network at a co-working space by pretending I was a traveling entrepreneur who preferred the outdoors. A guy asked me what I was building. I said, "Character." He didn't laugh. But here's the thing no one tells you about losing it all. You actually feel lighter. When you have money, you think about it all the time. How to grow it, how to flex it, how to protect it. It's exhausting. When you're broke, all you think about is how to stay alive and not smell like trash juice. Simple goals. I met a guy named Rico who sold handmade bracelets. He let me sleep behind his food cart. In exchange, I helped him write tweets to promote his spiritual entrepreneur journey. I got really into library books. I learned how to wash my clothes in a sink. I traded a half-empty pack of gum for a haircut once. I told people I was off the grid by choice. Was it humiliating? Absolutely. But it was also weirdly cleansing. Eventually, things started to look up. I applied for a job at a tech startup under a fake name. They loved my writing samples. They asked if I had crypto experience. I said, "A little." They hired me. I saved up enough for a crappy studio apartment, the kind with mystery stains and one working burner, but it was mine. I started freelancing again, saving, learning from people who actually knew what they were doing. And for the first time in forever, I stopped chasing money like it owed me something. So now, a few years later, I'm stable. Not rich, not broke, just okay. I've got a normal job, a used car, and a goldfish named Satoshi. Sometimes I tell people my story and they think I'm lying, like,
"No one accidentally loses millions over Zebra coin."
but I did. And weirdly enough, I'm kind of grateful. Because when you hit bottom that hard, everything after feels like a bonus round. So, if you ever get rich stupid fast, let me offer some advice. Don't click random buttons on crypto sites. Don't trust zebras in sunglasses. And for the love of God, keep Klaus happy. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go buy discounted cereal like a normal person, which, honestly, feels kinda great.